going on, you guys? So, Danny Garcia comes out and says that he would like to face Keith Thurman this year in the rematch in 2022. It's funny, right? Also, Keith Thurman comes out and scolds boxer fans for not supporting him in Mario Barrios. You know, he kind of attacks fans for not showing support for this fight. But Keith, fans haven't seen you in a long time. Fans kind of forgot about Keith one-time Thurman. So this Saturday, you need to go make them remember who you are, right? Because, hey, this is your own fault, bro. You stepping out of the sport at the most critical time in your career. You know, back when things was really hot for PBC in the welterweight division at that time, you kind of stepped out for 2.5 years. Wide periods of inactivity for Keith Thurman. So fans forgot about Keith. But Keith is pretty upset at fans for not showing support for this fight. And this is like I said in my last video, there has not been any buzz or any support for that fight. But Danny Garcia comes out and says that he would like to fight Keith one-time Thurman once again. The last fight happened 5 years ago. Long time. And Keith Thurman could have gave Danny his rematch back then, but Keith one-time Thurman, due to injuries and reasons for his own, he decided to not really fight Danny, and here we are today. Now, if they end up fighting, we're going to have to pay for it. But back then, it was free fights for everybody, and it was a great fight at that time on TV for the world to see. But Danny Garcia is looking to come back, and last time we heard from Danny, he said he was looking to face the Amir Khan Kell Brook winner. And this tells me, and like I said initially in that video, this tells me what Danny Garcia feels he's at. Because there's a guy named Terrence Bud Crawford out there lingering in the streets. But, you know, they don't want to really mention his name. You know, he has a belt, he has clout, you know, it could be a money fight. But, you know, guys don't really want to go his way. So this tells me that Danny Garcia feels that he's not really even ready to deal with a guy like Terrence Crawford. And this tells me that a lot of these guys probably feel deep down they're not really ready to deal with Bud Crawford. But Keith Thurman, look like I can hop on him because, you know, I've been sitting out since December, you know, when I last lost against Errol Spence Jr. 2 years ago, right? 2 years ago since we seen Danny Garcia. So he plans on having a tune-up, and then he's looking to fight Thurman later on this year. And this is something that could possibly happen. Keith Thurman goes out and beats Barrios this weekend, right? He goes out and beats Barrios this weekend. And then we go see Keith Thurman fight Danny Garcia later on this year, right? This is something that could possibly happen, you guys, in boxing. I wouldn't expect Thurman or anybody like that to really hop in there with Terrence Crawford at this point. They kind of shown us that they don't really want to mix it up with that guy. So they go look to fight anybody and everybody but him. And Danny Garcia comes out and says, originally, actually, Danny said he was moving up to 154. He was looking to move up to 154. Then he retracted the statements and said he's looking to fight Amir Khan, Kell Brook, and now he wants to fight Keith Thurman. So a lot of these dudes are really on get back mode. You know, they kind of playing catch up, and I can't really fault them for it. But guys like Keith Thurman, you know, you can't really attack fans and get upset at fans for them not really wanting to support you for this type of fight. Now, if this wasn't a pay-per-view fight, then you wouldn't really have to worry about things like that. But since you got to be out here promoting yourself and trying to sell the fight yourself as well as prepare yourself, that could be a lot, right? And that I think that's when the promoter comes into the play, right? When guys early on, it was a cool thing, right, to see the fighters not have to deal with promoters and stuff. But I do think a promoter has his place at certain times, especially times like this for guys like Keith Thurman, who needs that voice to kind of reach out to kind of get people's attention again. Because Keith Thurman's voice alone ain't doing it because people don't believe in Keith Thurman no more. But yeah, we go see how this year plays out in 2022. It seems like a lot of guys is still trying to freeze out Terrence Crawford. That's just what it's looking like. Nobody seems to be eager to fight that guy. Why? Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.